Young people are not partying today, and apparently that is a problem. It's kind of interesting to see on this. Boy, they talk so much about Gen Z and how they are just a different generation than a lot of the other ones. I'm from Generation X, and we were partiers. We were ragers. I went to a party school, so that's what I knew. And my gosh, the keggers and the crazy things that we did.
Wild.
It's just not a thing today. I find it to be so crazy to see some of the stats when they started coming out with, the alcohol sales are going down and the younger generation's not drinking as much. And that started a year or so ago. And I think they just started to realize that, boy, this Generation Z is a lot different. They say that young Americans today are spending 70% less time attending or hosting parties than they did at the beginning of the 21st century.
I am going to respectfully disagree and push back on this. I think that they are partying in different ways. I don't think they're drinking like we drank, but I do think the younger generation, they're not staying. They're California sober at minimum. I don't see it.
I think what the comment is that they're not socializing, whether they're doing any substances or drinking or if they're doing drugs or whatever. They're just not congregating at keg parties or whatever the parties might be. They're staying at home, and they just don't have that connection to other individuals like they did.
Interesting.
That's what they're saying. And they're saying that really is the big problem, is the fact that we've got a generation almost of shut-ins.
Because you're right. It's really not a party if you're by yourself and you're getting,
Yeah, then it's just depressing if you're at home alone, just drinking by yourself.
And I do think that is happening. I think that people are becoming shut-ins.
That makes me sad.
And maybe not drinking like you're saying. And I guess partying, I'm kind of, maybe that word doesn't hit me like it should. I think people are still using stuff. I don't think they're just being sober.
They say face-to-face socializing has sharply declined, especially among young people and unmarried men. Only 4% of Americans attended or hosted a party on a typical 2023 weekend, which is a 50% drop since 2003 and 70% for ages 15 to 24.
Huh.
It is kind of interesting because I did notice my son was hanging around the house a lot more. He's got a girlfriend now, so he kind of goes out to hang with her. But before that, he was at home playing video games. His friends were at home playing video games, and they would talk that way, but there wasn't a lot of face-to-face interaction.
You got a lot of distractions at your own house now. I mean...
Well, it's set up cozy.
Yes. Right. And they're saying that since the 1970s, social events have dwindled to almost nothing compared to what it used to be.
When I was young, my house was the opposite of cozy. So I was always looking for the party. I always wanted to get out of my house.
Did you say the 1970s?
1970s. Yeah. They said people were going out like crazy in the 70s. And now, because they track this kind of behavior, and they're just saying it's a drip now where it used to be a waterfall of people going out.
Also, too, the disco dust of the 70s definitely got people a-moving, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, they call this the antisocial century, and they're noticing that it is really starting to cost us real human connection. And you're maybe seeing that in a bit in how we interact with other people and also having empathy for other human beings, because everyone's nameless and faceless. You don't get to know anybody. You don't build those human connections. There's no human touch. There's no just really kind of developing that link that you should be to other people in the society with you.
I so agree with you. There's been relationships, whether it's work or even just people that listen to our show, where I just text back and like it's that kind of relationship. It's through an email, and you almost get a tone of going, they are such a jerk. And then I meet them in person, and they're the nicest person ever. So sometimes there's miscommunication on that as well.
And I got a text from somebody who's 47, and they said, is it the generation or is it the era? Because I don't really socialize anymore. Now, maybe as you get older, you socialize less. And I think that's what they're showing, is that the age groups that normally are always, or at least used to always go out all the time, are not. But yeah, it could be set up too, that it's just with technology and the way things are set up. And it kind of goes back almost to what I was just saying about social media and how it's made people more rude. And that you've got to start pushing away from those people who are the trolls because it's affecting you and you're becoming more rude. And I think this is really a big social issue that's almost kind of interconnected with one another, that social media may have made us bigger jerks, and now we're more isolationists, and we're not going out and we're not getting those valuable human connections that we need. Because if you feel that way, remember, I grew up in an era and at least a town where people would come and help out their neighbors. And there's always something where, my dad, when my mom passed away, he had meals for like 3 months. Every night, somebody was bringing him food. And, that's still going on, thankfully, in that town. But how many of us have that kind of connection where if you were going through something, that all your neighbors on your street or in your church or whatever would be bringing you food for a month or two?
You're right.
It's easy to make you spiritually disgruntled towards the human race if you are living online and seeing all fighting, and even if it's got nothing to do with you just see people fighting about everything.
And that's why they're saying this is a problem that needs to be recognized, to say, hey, we are heading down a path that is not good. Staying at home and not connecting with other human beings, that isn't how we're designed to be, and we shouldn't be that way. And we need to try to get back out.
Flip it, because we are heading in the wrong direction.
Right, exactly.
We need each other.
We need more keg parties. We need more ragers, more all-night parties where you make bad decisions.
Here.
More drinking leads to bad decisions. That's
and
fun.
more human connection.
Bad decisions are great stories.
Waking up next to a human you don't even know. That's just a part of life.
Coyote Ugly, baby.
You throw a kegger, there's going to be some humans made.